everybody. Welcome to Cards on the Table, a podcast, channel, YouTube show that us three are starting here. This is episode 1, and we're very excited to bring this content to you guys. I'm very excited. Are you very excited?
I am hella excited.
Are you excited?
I could be a bit more excited, right?
Oh my god, we're doing this.
Come on, that's a lot better.
So, again, welcome to Cards on the Table. This is going to be a bi-weekly podcast.
Bi-weekly podcast.
For now, until we start getting things rolling. And before I even talk about what this show's about, let me introduce ourselves. I am hosting this week our first video. My name is Ian. I go by Silent Artist Online. On, I believe this is my right, I have Jimmy.
Yeah, you're right.
You go by
Shintagi
Online.
Yeah.
And we have Charlie, Omega Illusion.
Yeah, I go by Omega Illusion.
Yes. And for those of you who know me on the Twitch, Charlie is actually one of my moderators. So you might know him.
Yes. He's a great artist, right?
And so yeah, Cards on the Table is a podcast that we kind of just want to talk about, TCGs, tabletop games, and it's kind of like our lives as card players. I don't know. Basically.
Card player, yeah.
Like we play a lot of TCGs.
I think I played 3 total.
Yeah.
But I've watched a couple of other ones as well.
Yeah. Like I've been playing trading card games ever since like junior high. Like
Yeah.
Like I'm sure everyone has their stints with Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that. Right now, the three of us, the big game that we have been playing is the Digimon TCG, which is kind of how we kind of bonded closer. I was friends with Charlie for a while through Cardfight Vanguard, and I actually kind of was acquainted with Jimmy back in our Yu-Gi-Oh days.
I was a scumbag.
Yeah, like a lot of people were.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll talk about that later on, right?
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure.
I'm down for it.
I'm sure at some point we'll talk about like our the Yu-Gi-Oh community and where we live. But yeah, some of the major games that we've been playing. I personally play the Digimon TCG, which has been on my mind recently because it's so fun. I play Cardfight Vanguard. I also play Shadowverse, the mobile game. I casually play Magic the Gathering. Like I know the rules. I'm starting to want to get into Commander. These guys are big Commanders, right?
Yeah.
And I keep up with Yu-Gi-Oh. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh so hard, but then when Vanguard came around, I completely dropped Yu-Gi-Oh because I couldn't really handle it.
You're also playing Pokemon, right?
Oh, I also play Pokemon. I almost forgot that I played Pokemon. I picked it up during COVID.
Wait, you dropped Yu-Gi-Oh because of Vanguard?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought you dropped it because Pendulums came out and like nobody.
Well, it was around that time.
Well, okay.
It was around that time.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
So what about you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just dropped the Pendulums.
Yeah. What card games do you guys play? Like on the top foremost? Digimon for sure.
Digimon.
Magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
I play the Commander format. It's a lot of fun. 4 players, 1 game, 100 card deck. We're just killing each other. That's it.
Yeah. I also play Commander for Magic. I'm trying to play other Magic formats, but it's expensive.
It's expensive.
I used to play
unless you play Pauper, which is
I was
all
thinking about
commons.
that. I was thinking about that because my friend's like, "Oh, why don't we just make a cube with just nothing but commons, just Pauper?"
I actually used to play Standard back when I worked at a card shop.
For Magic?
Yeah, for Magic.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. You guys remember Out of the Box?
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. Like
So
I used to work there.
What out of the box?
Out of the Box, like the first shop. It was like somewhere in like it was close to like Heritage.
Like Anderson, right?
Anderson.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I used to work there, and because I worked there, I was just exposed to the Friday Night Magic community.
Yeah.
So I was just like, like it was Hour of Devastation.
Oh, that's so long.
yeah.
That was actually such a good format.
Yeah.
Like so, my boss actually was like, "Hey Ian, you should. Do you want to host? Do you want to work while during Hour of Devastation?" I'm like, "Okay, sure, I can help out. You can play if you want." I'm like, "Okay." I'm getting paid to.
Is that why you want to make a Locust Garden?
Yes, that's why I want to make Locust Garden. Because that's how I was introduced to the card. Like I pulled it.
Yeah.
It was like
wait, what happened to it?
So what happened to it was there was a time when, way after this, I had to like liquidate my assets because
Oh,
of moving.
okay.
So I mean, I still talk to the guy who has it, so I might be able to get it back for him. Who knows? But I mean, I'm down to find another Locust God through the other stores
Yeah, definitely.
because like look, because like when it comes to TCGs, my favorite thing to do is just to like play fast. That's all I want to do.
yeah.
Draw cards. That's why I really like in Digimon I play like I mean Hexaball's kind of slow, but at least he does 2 attack security, right?
And only because jamming it's free.
And then jamming gets
Jamming.
free, and then like I tend to draw. I mean I like Takumi Aiba as a card.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So,
yeah.
like,
It just
definitely-
searches for your pieces, right? It's just
Yeah.
really nice.
Like with Yu-Gi-Oh, I played Mermails.
Oh yeah, dude, I love Mermels.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So Mermels and Elemental Heroes.
yeah.
Two favorites. Absolute 2 favorites of mine.
Yeah.
There's nothing will beat those for me.
Remember when the Masked Heroes came out? The
Oh
quick
yeah,
one?
yeah.
Mask change card.
Mass Change, yeah.
Yeah.
Trial deck, yeah. I was before I quit Yu-Gi-Oh for Vanguard. I was like so into that.
It was so nice.
It was
Yeah.
so fun.
Dude, Dark Law.
Dark Law is such a
Oh.
good card. Oh my god. But yeah, nowadays it's kind of like the format's weird.
I don't even know what the format is. I just see so many different decks. They're like, oh, hey, look, top tier Blue Eyes, top tier Dark Magician.
And then it's like, but they're not top tier anymore. But there are? What's like?
Apparently they're top tier again right now.
Really? Oh my god. I hear that like Mermails is always in like the top 32.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising. Well, actually, it's not really because
I mean, it's 32, right?
Yeah.
But of course, there's like the there's apparently they have a tier 0 with like 5 decks. They're like the
The peak
Yeah.
cream
Yeah.
comes to the top. Oh, okay.
and it's like I mean the way Yu-Gi-Oh's played is so different than compared to like how long ago was Pendulums, like 6 years.
Yeah.
Like
I hate pendulums though.
Pendulums was
I liked it.
I like
liked it.
the gimmick of it.
Yeah.
It's just the format wasn't fun.
Yeah, the format, like,
It's basically like play Pendulums or
Die.
die. yeah.
I think it was Shadows or
There's Shadows,
or the
Burning
Quill.
Abyss.
yeah, Burning
Burning
Abyss.
Abyss.
And then the pendulums were, I can't remember the
It
name.
was just magicians. Right.
Clipboards, yeah, that was the
Yeah,
main,
yeah,
that was the main pendulum deck at the time.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. Which sucked too, because like just before pendulums came out, it was like because with the Xyz and like synchros and stuff, like those being the only 2 extra deck cards.
Well,
Well, there's
fusions.
fusions.
Well, there's
too.
fusions, but like
Everyone just used it for like
it was
future reasons.
basically just like heroes that play fusions, and like using
There was some real
instant fusion for like XE plays.
Yeah.
But like there was no like fusion. I mean, I guess Shadows. Maybe
Shadows is
maybe
fusions.
Shadows. This is like it was very niche. But every deck played Xyz and synchros, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Because of like how that worked before pendulums came out, I think that was like the end of like homebrew decks. Because
Yeah.
like I played my favorite deck before pendulums came out was XYZ Remora. Do you know this card?
That sounds familiar.
I'll put it on the screen for you guys because I'm the one editing it for this episode. But basically, XYZ Remora was this level 4 fish monster. And what it did is you take 2 material off of water type Exceed monster, and you can special summon it. You can special summon it, and then if it was special summoned this way, you can select 2 vanilla level 4 fish monsters and summon
God.
them.
So do you play Rescue Rabbit?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Use Rescue Rabbit. So you go Rescue Rabbit into 7-color fish,
Yeah.
and then you overlay into Bahama Shark, and then you use XYZ Remora to remove. Well, first you bait the effect failure, of course, right? And then you go XYZ Remora, bring out the 2 fish, go into Shark Drake, and then you do it one more time.
Oh my god.
Right? You do it one more time, then you have
Yeah.
2 Shark Drakes. And if your opponent had no background to face down monster, that was game. Because Shark Drake's effect is when it attacks, you detach 1,
Yeah.
and you bring back the monster that was destroyed, but with 0 attack.
Oh, so you just pierce it.
So yeah, and no, like it has 0.
Yeah.
So you use the other Shark Drake to attack, you do it again. So it's 2,000.
Yeah.
Then you use Shark Drake one more time, 4,000, and then you attack. It's like crazy. Oh no,
That's-
sorry. The OTK required you to have 3 Remora. I forgot. There's 2K missing. You did 3
Yeah,
Remora.
okay.
But it was like, oh my god, it's so
Combos.
good.
I don't think I've ever seen that in play.
That's because I never went to locals.
Oh, okay.
Like I wanted to, but like I prioritize like at the time I was still prioritizing Vanguard over it. Plus,
Okay, yeah,
it was
fair
really
enough.
hard for me to kind of play locals for you for fun, just because the state of our
Oh, yeah,
local
no.
communities was so like kind of toxic.
It was a cesspool of sweatfest.
Yeah.
Like straight up. Oh,
Like, oh, I actually have like one bad story that about. Our,
was it the one guy that came up to you about the I'll see you in 5
Yeah, basically. So
Yeah.
like, what happened was I was playing Mermails at the time because I wanted to do well because like Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals was like a first thing in the morning and
Yeah, it was what?
Big-
It was 10.
yeah, something like
10,
that. And
yeah.
it was like at the time I was like college, so I was already sleep deprived. So I'm like, if I'm gonna wake up this early to play Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm gonna do well.
Yeah.
Right? So I go there and I'm undefeated for like the first. It's like 4 rounds of Swiss, right?
Yeah.
The top cut to top 8 because that's how the format was, right? So I was undefeated, and the unfortunate thing is that because it was only 4 rounds, there's so many people going undefeated, and the last round is like if I don't win, then I don't top. That's basically how it works.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right? And I go against this dude, and he talking to his friend across the shop, like over me, because it's like behind me, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, "Hey man, I'm looking forward to see you in the next round." And then I'm just sitting there like, "Are you sure?" And it's like, no, he's like, "Are you sure about that?" And then he goes to me. He's like, "What are you playing?" I'm like, "I don't know." And he's like, "He's playing Mermails." I'm like, all right. And I went back and I'm like, "Thanks, dude." And then he's like, "Okay, I'll see you in the finals." I'm like, "What?" I mean, I did lose, but he had to work for it.
I think it's just because of people a lot of times underestimate mills.
Yeah.
So
And also, because I didn't play very much, he didn't think I was a good player.
Mhm.
Which should make sense, because I was undefeated up to this point. I wouldn't be playing if I wasn't undefeated, you know?
maybe you could have gotten lucky because maybe they bricked,
I
right?
don't know. Like, I mean, a lot of the times when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! in the community,
Mm-hmm.
like, we almost, like, a lot of the times I'm like, "Oh my god, this guy's good." Right? And I'm just sitting there like, well, just because I don't play a lot doesn't mean I'm bad. It's your guys' fault for assuming I'm bad.
I never assumed anyone's
Yeah.
bad at the game because I'm like, oh, they could either be bluffing or just poker face.
Yeah.
Like they'll sit there and be like, because my friend does that a lot to me. Like when we were doing practice matches, he'll look at his hand, shake his head like, oh, this is such a bad hand. He looks at me, he's like, this is a bad hand, you should win. And then he just decimates me. I'm like, how is that a bad hand? I'm like, it wasn't. I'm like, thanks. Like, thanks. That's so helpful.
Oh
Like,
my goodness.
I'm like, why do you do that? He's like,
The bluff.
no, he doesn't even tell me. He's like, oh. I'm like, you a dick.
I mean, that's such a big move. Like, definitely, like in Yu-Gi-Oh days,
Mm.
a lot. People did that a lot. But I feel like people don't do that as much very often. Do you think?
I haven't seen it in Digimon. Sorry.
Digimon? No. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like we can like say we bricked, but it's not. Unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, like when you break in Digimon, doesn't mean you have nothing to play. It just means you have bad plays. Right?
Giving
And also-
opponents a bigger advantage.
Yeah.
Like, giving them more memory than you should.
Yeah.
Right.
And from what I've seen, from my talk to like other people, when they say, "Oh, I bricked," it's just because like, "Oh, you're missing one card,
One card.
one card," and then they'll just, "Did you all?" Okay, I unbricked, and then they start going off. So like, there's different levels of brickness depending on who you talk to.
Yeah. It's like not saying a level at all. Like you're missing your rookie, you're missing your champion.
That one, that sucks.
That's
It,
that
it
sucks.
happened to me twice. Like just
Yeah.
level 5s.
I just
Never
did
seen
one.
my level 4s, no 3s, just level 5s. And then like tamers and level 7s. And that, what can I do?
You know how funny that is? Because you only have like five sixes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you like that deck specifically that you ran 5 sixes. That's it. 6 cards out of 50,
You see all.
and you see all of them all the time, just looking at you like, "Hey, you can't play me. If you do, it's a bad way to go.
No.
Especially Nidhogg. Why would you?
Why would you hard play the?
Hey, 13 body, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's worth it.
13k body, come on.
I mean, Digimon Body is better because it's jamming at least.
They can get swung over.
So can 13K.
13k body,
And you
right?
can go into
depending
Chaos
on-
Mod. You can go into Chaos Mod.
You don't play Chaos Mon in a blue deck.
You could soon. Soon.
Soon.
That is true.
That's
See
true.
those,
True, like,
those,
That's true.
Like I don't know. If
Oh
you
wow, that's gross.
Yeah.
It's super gross.
When I saw Imperial Dramon being blue and green, I immediately thought Chaosmon.
Like,
I immediately thought Chaosmon.
Chaosmon, like, unsuspend, swing piercing.
Yeah.
Like it's like Blitz, but worse. A lot worse.
Because it's 6 draw.
Yeah.
6
You can play Omnimon Blitz and Chaosmon in the same deck, and it's always live. Like,
Yeah,
That's
it's
kinda
Pretty
everywhere.
much.
it's kind of dumb.
But I feel like you still play the original blue one.
Well, yes, but like
Unless you're, because the jamming I think is stronger, but you don't have access to green like easily. That's the one drawback I feel.
Dino Beamon,
Dino Beamon,
then Chaos.
and with the other green, like lower level Digimons.
Okay.
So your level 5s, your level 4s, and your level 3s that can Digivolve from blue or green, right?
Like your ultimates are blue green.
Oh,
You're
what
playing
are those?
Dino B, both
Dino B and Pilgrim,
Yeah.
they Dorgrass or DNA Digivolve. They're still blue and green.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because like, I just don't want to see Imperial Dramon get so good now. Just 'cause, like,
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
This
right?
final mode coming out, man.
Yeah.
We have no idea what it does.
No,
we know.
it's
We saw
out.
Oh, it's out now?
We saw it,
It's
yeah.
out.
Okay.
So it's you Digivolve,
Yeah.
then suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, right? And then I don't know. It's weird. I forgot. I remember you can bounce something.
Yeah, I think
You
it does
bounce.
that too. And then
It's like
unsuspected
if no, it doesn't though. But that's why you have the Ken and Davis.
Oh right, yeah.
So when you Digivolve
on top of it,
into blue and green Digimon, you
Yeah.
unsuspend it by suspending the tamer.
Oh, okay.
Canon Davis is actually really good. Because like I think even if you're playing monocolors, like if for blue it just
Yeah.
get, like for both colors it gives you one memory.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you like or mid battle, if you digivolve into like dual blue or dual green, like it will unsuspend a thing so something can attack twice. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like double blitz really.
I think that makes Imperial Dramon a lot stronger, because you can swing more with it.
Yeah.
Because technically right now, right, the blue Imperial Dramon swings 4 times
Yeah.
with Blitz. So if you have a Timber, you can just bring out low bone swing the game.
Mhm.
Right? But now because of that, you can swing it another time.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
I'm actually really right now I'm currently trying to build down Devi.
kind of
Just because I looked at the new support for the yellow and purple deck.
Yeah.
And it's like it's the purple Patamon, I forgot what it's called.
Sukaimon.
Sukaimon
yeah.
searches for Fallen Angel.
Yes.
So it searches for, and it also mills. So it mills, and you, from the mill you get a
that's
either
something,
an angel or fallen angel.
So it's on play. You look at top 3, add one of those, then
Rest
trash the rest.
Trash the rest. So it helps Dan Devi.
Yeah.
And then not only that, it's like you could splash in yellow, which is kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, because I think for yellows, you would just go in like recovery cards. Just like
Yeah,
a little bit
the
of
Anjo
recovery.
one would play because purple and yellow, so you never miss your digital evolution.
And then Mastermon, I think will go really well.
The Jogress,
Yeah.
I feel like. Well, although is that an ultimate level?
No, it's
That's
an
fine.
add
It's a mega.
That's 5, right?
So you need 2 level
No,
5s.
6. That's 6, so that's a 6,
So
right?
level 5
That's a
is
6.
So you need 1 yellow, 1 purple, level 5. And then, like, you can swing with them first. If they live, you Dorgrass into maximum from your hand.
That's
And unsuspended, and they can attack right away. And all of those Digivolution sources under it resets.
which is pretty crazy because then if you have Devimon in there, it dies for whatever reason. Dan Devi comes out. I think I'm really trying hard to find the alt art Dan Devis. Just because the artwork looks so much nicer.
Oh, it looks like
Venom.
Venom,
It
yeah,
looks like
yeah,
Venom.
yeah.
I'm like, that's the only reason why I want to play it. Is because Dan Devi looks like Venom in the
I know.
alternate art. I mean,
Yeah.
I have a regular one, so I mean, if I can get everything, I'll build it. But like,
You prefer alternate
I
art?
prefer the alternate. This is the one deck that I think I will like only play alternate arts or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, my friend calls like alternate arts chase cards because that's all it is. It's the same effects,
Mm-hmm.
just different artwork. That's
Yeah.
all it is. So, like whichever you like, you prefer more, you grab that.
So you're gonna get the Devimon with retaliation from the box toppers from set
I
6,
think
right?
so. I think so.
You think so?
You think so?
And like I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna be playing because like I only know the deck for like set 4.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Like I haven't actually like I mean and also I looked at the purple yellow deck just because it's the big news right now. So I haven't really looked at what set 7 has to offer or set 6 has to offer.
Well, it's just the box topper. It's just a reprint with the retaliation Devimon, but the inheritable retaliation.
Oh, I know that's the.
Yeah, it's an old art. It looks super
I
sick.
misunderstood what you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be 100% at 4.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because like the original deck played it at 4.
It's really good though.
Yeah, because
good,
it's just
it's
like
good.
crash heavy.
Because it's like Devimon, then Devimon on top. Swing crash, get a Dan Devi.
And then your opponent's like, oh, you can hit me, you'll lose. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Oh, Dan Devimon is actually. I'm actually quite surprised no one's playing it in set 5. Because like I've been looking all around online, and apparently it's doing well. Our local community is kind of weird.
It's very weird. It's so green heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect ours to be so green heavy. I was so ready to expect nothing but meta deck. So like Shoutmon, Lord Nightmon, and a lot of Chaos Loops.
Right.
Sorry, not Chaos Loops. Lilith Loop.
Loops.
Only
Still
one,
one.
I've only faced Lilith Loop once.
Was that Logan?
It was Zach.
It was
Oh,
Zach.
Zach, yeah.
And I'm just like, when I first played it, I didn't have a finished Hexablow. I had like Vikemon still.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was the Saturday locals,
That
right?
was the first Saturday I was like,
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then I'm just like, alright, let's play. And then I fight him, and then he's just doing his thing. I'm just like, I don't know enough to understand that if you're cheating or not, but okay. Because he every game he did the
loop.
the Mega Evolution thing where he would like go into Zwart, right?
Mega
Okay,
Digimon Fusion.
Right, and then he
Yeah.
bounces the Lilithmon, and then he calls up the 2 whatever, and then plays Lilithmon again. I'm like, you can do that?
Yep.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I find out, oh, and then I eventually built Chaos Gallantmon because like, because I topped that locals and I got random packs. I just cracked it open. It was a Chaos Gallon. All right,
Let's do it.
let's do it. Committed.
I'm committed.
That's what I did for Deal Portable too.
Really?
I cracked the pack. It was Armageddon. I'm like, all right, committed.
I'm like, oh, you're making it? Oh, here's all my singles.
Yeah. Actually, to be fair, that's how I started with Digimon too. I just cracked over packs. Like, because I started at set 5. Like, I'm opening it with my friends, and I'm looking through cards, and I'm like, I have no knowledge of the game at this point in time, right? I have like a little bit because I saw like a tutorial video, but I'm looking through. I'm like, I don't even know what to make. I don't even know what colors do what. So I'm like looking. I'm looking through. I'm like, do a Boromon. I'm like, you know what? I watched the movie. I'm gonna pick that.
Yes.
I picked that, and then I started playing with that. It's very scuffed because it's only set 5. It's only set 5.
Set 5 stuff.
Yeah, and I'm playing it. I'm like, this is really consistent. Mind you, I had 4 Ibas and 4 Aradas. So I just Digivolve, draw, all my shit. And I was like, this is stupid. This is
That's definitely how it feels when you start playing Digimon. When you realize the stuff you can do, it's like, I can do that. What?
yeah, because I looked at my field. I'm like, that's 15 Diabomon.
How does your opponent not do anything about it? You know?
Yeah, because I'm so used to like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic where people interrupt.
Yeah.
Like interruptions. Like that's the biggest thing from like Digimon that I've learned. They can't interrupt. So no matter what you do for your play, do the best, most optimal thing that will get you ahead. If they have answers,
then
okay.
it's good for them. On them, right?
Yeah, but also good for you because then
Yeah.
the more resources they waste for you for you being a good standpoint, it doesn't have to be super far ahead. But even if you have like just like 2 blockers out and they can't do anything about it, and they have to like, let's say Gaia voice it because they need
That's
to feel
all they
the
have to get. Yeah.
so they have to commit, right? So it's nice because like okay cool, you just wasted such an 8 cost card for my chump blocker.
Yeah.
Like, so the civil games actually had that happen against security control because I'm like, they know if they don't get rid of those, they can't end me because they only have 1 Digimon to swing.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have just swung and waited to next turn, but you know, whatever. So I don't know how to continue from this because I literally got interrupted mid train thought. Train of thought. So I completely forgot what I'm gonna say.
We have to reset the camera, by the way.
Yeah, it's camera reset.
Yeah,
Every 20, 30 minutes.
About 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
25, 30
Which
minutes.
is normal since this is like a long running podcast.
Yeah.
But you were talking about interrupting. Like, there's no interruption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hope they don't bring that into this game because I feel like
hand traps. Oh my god. I hate that concept.
I don't think they will, just because of how there's not much of a stack in in the game and how memory works. It's like
you're right.
Like, the one thing I hate about modern Yu-Gi-Oh right now is that there's this like one fairy deck or something that like you just summon a board and you have 10 negates. How do you stop that?
It's
like
you can't play.
like I find it so dumb that in their meta, I think it's fixed now, but like at one point their metagame during like modern Yu-Gi-Oh was a fairy deck that just said no. Like it's not like in Magic where like you have like 2 untapped blue things, you're waiting for that counter spell, right?
Yeah.
It's just one and it costs quite significantly. Whereas Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like life points aren't really that bad of a thing to lose.
No.
Especially since the only life point that matters is the last one. Right? Like there's no lose clause if you're down here, or like if you're only at like X amount of life points.
Yeah.
Right? You just lose. Right?
It also depends on the community too, because if your people are like, oh, I only lost by 100, they get salty.
Oh, yes, that's true. Like there were some games like that where they were like they paid too much and then they were upset because that cost was the reason why they lost.
And I'm like, if you didn't do that cost, like let's say Solemn Judgment for example, would have
you take your half your life point.
like you would have died that turn either way because they would have just OTK'd you right there. So I'm like, so you paying half your life points then, or you getting decimated then? Yeah. Either way, you resulted in a loss. Like
that's still I don't know anything about like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I mean, it was fine like tail end of XC because like the most negate I would ever see was like 3. I think it was like the big like 3 negates because like Effect Veiler was like the only thing.
Effect Veiler,
Judgment was it was banned at the time.
It was at 1.
It was at 1.
It was Warning. It was warning at 2. Judgment was banned.
No, in the beginning it was Judgment at 1.
Judgment at 1.
Warning at 2.
Oh, okay.
Judgment got banned later on, but because it was way too strong because everyone kept running it.
Yeah.
But then there's Breakthrough Skill as well.
Oh yeah, Breakthrough. Oh. Okay, I always played Breakthrough in Mermails because it was one of those cards that was like
you just pitch and
pitch, right? But then it never worked for me because everyone in the community knew how to play around Breakthrough Skill.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right. Especially there's a lot of removal.
Yeah.
Like removal, I'm actually okay with. It's just negates. I hate negates. It's just like, what's the point? It's not like in Magic because Magic treats negates very differently.
Oh yeah, because I think you can stack on top of it.
Yeah.
And there's no change in spell speed. It's just whatever, just instant and instant. The only time where it isn't is split second.
What's that?
Split second is it specifically says you can't chain anything else on top of this.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so
it's
it's a hard cap on the top.
Okay.
But the issue with that is unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, where when the chain stops, and one effect resolves, you can't like chain on top of the one below that. But Magic, it's like
you can, right?
You can. So after the split second spell happens, there's still a stack that you can respond to.
Yeah, because it's still resolving slowly.
Yeah.
For each piece, and then you have a chance to respond to each.
Oh, yeah, that's another dumb thing about the Yu-Gi-Oh's chain because there's chain blocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like Mermails was notorious. Like I keep going back to Mermails because that was what I played and it was notorious for chain blocking. I had to learn rules that I didn't want to learn.
Yeah, I know same here. It was very tedious.
Like doing like I think like there's a specific order of like resolving Megalo skill and then Atlantean skill.
Oh, and then Gund or whatever.
Whichever one. Right?
Yeah.
Because like if you searched during the time you were searching, you're supposed to destroy a card and you would miss the timing
Yeah.
because the wording was if, not when.
Oh, I hate those.
I hate that.
I hate the mistiming on Yu-Gi-Oh. Magic is just like this.
This
You
one.
do this. Next thing happens. You do this.
Yeah, that's the one thing I really hated because it's like, okay, cool, you gotta pitch both of these at the same time and you only get one of them, and you're looking at it, I'm like, you don't know which one's the best one. Like, and it's so hard, especially in tournament, because you're on a time crunch too, right?
Yeah.
So you sit there, you're sweating, and the worst part is when someone calls time, like the judge calls time, so you panic, you pick one, and you're like, oh, I regret it. But it's too late. You already committed to that point because you already called it. You picked your target too.
I actually have a time story. This is for Vanguard though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, what regionals was this? I went to 2017. This is the regionals for this. And I was playing against. I was playing Ground Blue at the time. 7 Seas. Sorry, we're jumping between games right now. And I was facing against Gear Chronicle. You know,
Okay.
Gear Chronicle, right? And the thing was is that I was winning, like 100%. There's no way I should have lost this game, but I did. And the reason why was because of time. Not because I lost due to time, but because I gave up in time.
Oh.
So the situation was he spun a card back into my deck.
Yeah.
And then after I shuffled, right? And then I put my deck down, and then he was still thinking, right? And time, like, it was a double loss, right?
Yeah.
If both of us didn't have an answer within the 5 minutes, or the 10 turns or whatever the rule was at the time, we would both lose. And I don't want that to happen, right? Because it's better for my tiebreakers if one of us won, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the same for most tournaments right now.
Yeah.
Because
So the thing was is that if I didn't give up, because he was going to attack me for 6 damage, right?
Mhm.
The thing that sucked is that I just needed to get to my next turn, and I 100% won because after he did all this stuff, he had 1 card.
Oh.
Because we talked it out,
Yeah.
right? And I had the piece to like basically go off, like.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But the top card in my deck was a heal trigger.
Oh.
Oh.
So I would have 6 damage healed. He would have died, and then he would have like passed turn, and I would have just attacked him 6 times. And I would have won.
Yeah.
But because I gave up, I'm just like, this is why like if you've ever noticed me playing Digimon, I'm always fast. I make my decisions like that.
Yeah. I try my best to slow down on that.
Yeah.
Because on our recent store tournament, that's what happened to me.
Like too quickly.
No, it's because well, yes, because you.
It's great because I pointed his mistake after he lost. Because he was playing too fast.
It was round 4 and time was called, right? So I'm looking at my hands. I'm like, cool, move this out. I'm gonna slow Lloyd Knightmon down. It was World Groundmon. I did not Digiburst. I would have gotten rid of his Digimon. I would have just swung 3 Lloyd Knightmons on the field to him, gamed it.
Right.
But I didn't. I followed the arm. And I gave him 6 memory, and he won because of that.
Because he could have choked him at 1 instead of 6.
Yeah.
That happened to me in the finals. I lucked out though.
Yeah.
I lucked out though.
Yeah. So, being under pressure, hearing the word calling time,
Yeah.
it messes with me.
That messes with me too. Cause like normally with Vanguard, the way that Vanguard just like the metagame is the process of playing a game in meta.
Yeah.
It's very like do this, because it's in phases. You know how in League of Legends there's the lightning phase, and then there's the team phase, and then there's the push phase.
Yeah.
In Vanguard, it's kind of like turn 1 to turn 2 is one phase, which is the early game.
Yeah.
The mid game is turn 3 to turn 4 when you start striding, and then after that initial thing, that's late game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my early game and my mid game with the deck that I play is 100% consistent. Like I literally do 89% of the games I played. Like I did the math for this, did the exact same moves, right? And in the beginning, and if I was able to complete that sequence, the late game was mine, right? Or I would win some point in the mid game.
Yeah, mid to late, right? Like yeah.
But with that's why I kind of like branched out from Vanguard, because even with like the new format, it's still the same process to me. So it's no longer as exciting. Like I find more excitement in like big regional tournaments.
Yeah.
Because that's when everyone's like trying to sweat and like doing well.
Yeah.
Like locals, I haven't been going partly because I want to play more Digimon, which is more exciting in my opinion, because of how memory works.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but like how the memory system works in Digimon, which is super interesting to me, which it kind of reminds me of chess. But with Vanguard, it's so predictable now. Like I'm at the point where like it makes how people complain about this like how is this guy so good at the game, like he always gets the cards he needs, he must be cheating or something. Like, no, I just understand the probabilities and like the way that games work, and I also pay attention to what my opponent's doing.
Yeah.
Because like there's a lot of information. There's like information trading.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of players don't realize is that every time your opponent reveals a card, it gives you advantage, and drive checks are that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and damage checks are like basically any card that's flipped face up, and you pay attention and you remember it, it helps you win, right? So I'm at that point in Vanguard where it's just like, as long as I practice and understand what the meta does and like play my cards right and I do my sequencing properly, I should win like at least 80% of my games.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why I like Digimon so much because the memory gauge brings up so much variance.
Yeah.
Like. The one annoying thing is memory choking, but I think that's also part of the
It's part of the game.
Right?
It's gonna be, I think, less relevant. Like memory chuck is gonna be less relevant with the next set.
Set 6?
Yeah. Specifically because of all the memory boosts we're getting.
Oh yeah, I guess. I mean, memory boost does help, but you still have to wait a turn.
Well, that's not the point part. The point part is you always search for it and you will never whiff. Like,
Right.
so from playing Dio Bulmon to Lord Nightmon, I'm like, okay, cool. I forgot. No, the level 3.
Caramel?
Karamon, yes. Karamon. I played Karamon. I'm like, oh, cool. Reveal 5. I'm always gonna hit that, no matter what in that deck. It's super consistent.
Right.
So
Just
that
unidentified.
Yeah, exactly. So my mindset, I'm like, okay, it's cool. These cards are so good. Why isn't anyone running so many of them? Go to Lord Nightmon, right? I'm like, I have that same concept in my mind.
Yeah.
Kotemon, play, whiffs. Another one, whiff. Play another one, one target out of the possible 2, because it gets 2 cards.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I hate this card. I hate this card. But the reason why is because one is literally just all unidentified, while the other one's a mash of everything that has DP effects. Yeah. So it's just like, okay, cool.
Is Kotemon really that important?
No, it's not.
Kotemon is
like you play for card advantage, but it can whiff really hard.
It is. Because me personally, when I played it, I've had 2 mixed things. Either I get the super high and get 2 cards, because it's always good to bang on 2 cards with that card, but then a lot of times it's nothing. The 1 card is just whatever, sure.
Would you play the purple support in Lord Knight?
Which one?
Like come Jogris, DNA Digivolve?
I don't think I would.
No,
Because that for when I'm at that point, it would be Mastermon. It would be Mastermon focus.
Like,
Wouldn't Lord Nightmon be able to set you up for your DNA Digivolves though?
Not really, because it's only your Nightmon for level 5.
Yeah. You have 1 target. Everything else is refused. So it's just.
So wait, why is that? What doesn't Lord Nightmon call?
So Lord Nightmon lets you call out a level 3 yellow Digimon or a Digimon with the warrior attribute.
Oh, that's how that works.
Yeah.
That's why Nightmon, a warrior Digimon, can be played out when attacking with
Magna
Lord
Slash is also.
Magna Slash is.
Not.
No.
What's the? Oh no, you always play that. Never mind.
Slash Angelmon's always played with them.
Yeah.
Sorry. Because it's 12k DP reduction at that point.
It
Because
kills basically all like megas.
yeah.
Which is.
It's strong.
Hexablood.
Kills Hexablock.
Oh my god, my Hexablood. No.
I still haven't beaten you in Hexagon. I'm so upset about that. Because 3 out of the 4 games, like we
We're very
played.
close.
Oh no, like each the first time we played the local, I had a brick. The second one, first game, fucking super sweaty.
Yeah.
Pardon my language. It was so sweaty. I had like 10 Digimon. I had 10
And
Digimon.
Hexablood was like the Cheeto holding the door. Like don't attack!
Hold the door to my security.
Oh no!
I got so bad because I answered all those Hexablows.
And then at the end, it was because you were missing 1 blocker.
I was missing one block because I
But
decided.
Did you
it
blow a couple ones?
doesn't
Yeah.
matter though, because Hexapla swings and gets rid
Oh,
of
no, no, no.
resources, right?
But the thing was is that he got through all four.
I got
All
through,
four.
I got through all 4 hexabots. All he had left was
All fours.
all voice.
Oh.
Because Old Force had the 2 security checks, and I just he was at like what 1 or 2.
I bumped to 2. Like I was at 0 at one point, but I pat him on and I got
Yeah.
up to 2.
Yeah.
So then you swung 3 times because then you
So-
had Noble.
Yeah, I used Lobo and I blitzed. Because I had 2 Sorry Joes on board.
Yeah.
So I attacked the first one, blocked. Second one attack, blocked. Third one attack goes through, right? So he's 1, and then I did Lobomon for the last one, and then blitz for the last. It was so clutch. Oh my god! I was waiting for 4 turns because
Yeah.
he kept. I needed him to push me to 10 memory,
And he did.
and he did.
I did.
Oh.
Because the double sword and Joe's pushed him to that.
Oh god. Like, wait, you Boulder Arms then, right?
No,
I didn't
no, no.
How, wait, how did he give you 6 then 2 Sword Joe to 10?
Because he slashes my hexablows.
But that's a 3.
Yeah, but like it stalled out enough turns to the point where by the end of it, it got him enough.
I mean, because I was waiting for 2 Soren Joes.
Yeah, but that only gives you 4. But then what gives you the 6?
Oh no, it was also memory choking you, right? At
Yeah.
some point.
He was memory choking me too.
Because
So-
then you have to play something that's at least 6 or more in memory.
Adamon's 4.
Yeah, but then how does he get to 10?
So Davis was on board going to 3,
You-
7. Wait,
It wasn't.
maybe I'm just remembering this
Yeah, it's
memory,
like-
but I was like, I had to.
Enough.
I had
You-
enough.
You had enough.
I had
memory.
enough.
I think what it was is I played Nightmon, cost of 7, bumped you to 4, so and Joe bumped you another 4 more, so you
So
were at 8.
8.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then.
But you just had enough
I had
memory
enough.
to F him up.
Yeah. Because I had to evolve from the fish Superimon. It went from Superimon into Warguru, I think,
Yes.
into O Force.
So that's for 6 memory.
And then
I think you-
attack.
Then 2-2.
I gained 2 because
Did you have
from
6? Did you have a hammer sword? I remember
No,
you
no,
using hammer
he-
sword.
it's like he didn't even need the extra
Yeah.
memory because if you're at 8, you use 3 to Ul Force, swing, you're at 2 left, right?
Yeah.
You Lobomon, goes down to 0.
0 and then Blitz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a good game though.
I
I
still,
wish it was recorded. It was so good.
I'm upset at how you played. But I haven't told you this, by the way. I'm so mad. This is just my own thing, by the way. Not anyone else's.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just slap Blitz on me on the field. I'm like, alright, cool. I guess this is game. We both know it's game, but I was like, at least draw your card.
No. Okay, I'll
He didn't draw his card.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Judge, he didn't draw his card.
I mean,
He lost.
no.
He didn't play by the rules.
A lot of
We're
people
both
don't do
agreed
that.
at that moment.
Yeah.
There's no point.
I looked at it and I was like, yeah, okay, the game was so satisfying in my opinion, but I was like,
So good though.
I was like, I'm so bad he did that, but I'm so happy he did that too.
I've done that to you twice actually.
The
Like,
Blitz?
yeah, because like the first time we played
Yeah.
the store championship, right?
Yeah.
When I beat you in the finals, that got like
I think that was round 4.
the 4th round, the last round.
Yeah.
It was the game 3, and I'm just like,
Nope, there was only 2 games.
no, sorry, it was the last game for the win.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, the thing was, I got so hyped because
you were talking
I
about
was
that
so
the
excited
other day,
because I every Digivolution that I played drew me the next piece I needed to keep going.
See that is just amazing.
Yeah.
Because he's just drawing into like, hey, I'm technically bricked right now. Did you vote?
Hey,
hey,
look.
look.
Because I went because you had no blockers. I went and I had a Gomamon ready to go, and I
Yeah.
pushed it up. Then I had nothing in hand, like nothing, and I just needed to. Then I had to deal like 2. I had 2 damage to clear, and then win for game.
Yeah.
You had no blockers, right?
Surprisingly, yeah, I had no blockers. This is normally when I played Lord
Lord Nightmon,
Lord Nightmon.
Crusadermon.
No.
Crusader.
I will always set up a blocker first
Mhm.
before bringing it out.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I bring it out, I know immediately they're gonna try swinging at it.
Yeah, and like the also thing too is because like I was at 0 security, So 100%, if I didn't win that turn, it was
I would've-
over.
Oh yeah, because I had the Digimon attach here already.
Yeah.
So I would have just.
Because nothing could attack, right? Because I was gonna go to the hex. I was like, Digivolve to the hex blow, cleared the 2, and then from hex boss to Digivolution, I drew the Blitz on me.
Oh.
I was just like, because I was like, okay, since you played something like I was hoping you didn't play Mirage, whatever that was, the one that like kills my Hexablob when you have
Masquerade.
Masquerade.
Spiral Masquerade.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
I wasn't running that at the time.
I was so scared for that.
Yeah.
I knew that was the yellow option that like kills everything.
Yeah,
it's,
that's
it's complete board wipe, especially with like Lord Knight 1.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, please don't kill my Hexablob, please don't kill. Oh, slap!
Like that time I was fine with because I was like, hey, yeah, you got it. Then the second time I was like, I was happy and mad because I was like, I want to get this win so badly.
No. At least I got the win from that.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad at least like one of us in our groups got it, because yeah, that was a fun tournament.
That was so
the
good.
second one. I think that was like the most fun one we've had.
Yeah, because I was in it.
Yeah. Charlie's like, dude, guys, you have no idea how much of an MVP Charlie is. Like, this is why he's my mod on Twitch, and when he shows up, he just makes like everything so good.
I mean, you've also helped us out a lot
Yeah,
too.
you helped us so much, man.
Like either if you like, because we've talked about this where we're like, hey, I'll play open hand, and be like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. Would this be the best play? No, like maybe from a different perspective, right? Because a lot of times when you play the deck so often, you get
Tunnel
stuck.
vision,
You tunnel vision. You
Exactly.
autopilot trying to get to that one point.
It's always does that, like just running into the same thing over and over. Like, hey, cool, this play. So it becomes very
monotonous.
one line,
Yes.
yeah.
It's like that one quote. It's like, if you do the same thing and expecting a different result, that's insanity.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's also, I also have a tough time with the deck because I'm like, this relies on getting rid. The deck is more field control than anything. So it's just like, okay, so what should I get rid of, right? Sometimes I even lose track of which one is more important to get rid of, because I'm like, oh, okay, I'm so focused on this word defeat. I need 13k to swing it off. So I would.
But then you realize, like, wait, I just need to attack security, and I would win.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because you're so focused on doing that one thing, you just lose track of like the point of the game is to win. Like, yes, field control, super nice. That's like the whole point,
Yeah.
main point of the deck. But if you just control the board and you don't care for your security, you just lose.
You lose.
Yeah.
Like, remember that you need to win.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not about losing your Digimon, it's about winning the game.
It's like, who cares if you lose like 10 Digimon? But if you can win at the end, that's what you should do.
Yeah, I made a comparison like Digimon to chess, and it's actually like I think you have the same kind of brain.
Yeah, because
You
yeah,
play
you have
chess and you
to.
play Digimon.
Yeah. You definitely have to study your moves and like watch how they do
Yeah,
and how they react.
especially
Especially
like, every card that goes down, you have to think what can they do with that one card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not to mention that, not just that, their body language is so important. Like this is the one thing I really hate about online, because when you
Can't
play
see
card
the
games,
player,
it's so hard because a lot of times their body language gives off so much of what there is in the hand. Like not necessarily what their card is, but it's just like okay, they're not in a good position, so they're. So like the one green guy, when he's not in a good position, he will put he will literally put his hand just on the field like this, and then like on the field like this, and then just watch me. Like that's why I know he's not in a good position because he's looking at me very prominently, seeing what I'm doing. And then he goes picks it up, and then he sees if he can respond to it or not. Then goes back down, but he cannot do it.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that in Digimon. I don't think.
No.
This is like you're given the hand. Like that's why I also think Digimon's no mulligan is actually quite fair, because it's not just because you don't draw the cards you need doesn't mean you have zero plays.
Yeah.
No.
They might not be the best plays, but it doesn't mean you have no plays.
Yeah.
Because sometimes not playing a Digimon, just giving 3 might be better. Because otherwise you give them more advantage to just kill you right there.
Or
right?
sometimes hard playing that mega might just save you. Sure, you get
Yeah.
10.
It depends on the meta. It's like Hexagon. Oh, good.
Oh shit, yeah. Or like, what's another good mega that would be good hard play? Like,
I feel like Ulforce. Ulforce couldn't be good if you have the tamers.
All Force is pretty good. Hard.
Funny story about that. I played Lord Nightmon one time. For the
Yeah, that's
13.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
right?
fair.
I did that, and then I completely won the game because I just swung and just got all my pull board
Yeah.
pieces because I had 5 and 6s in my hand. So I was like, Nightmon, right? Just another low Nightmon. Just By the way, I'm still salty about that deck. I went 3 Bushis, not a single time where I Bushied for game. Not a single time.
I mean, you still need the bushies.
No,
right?
I understand that, but I'm so frustrated with the deck. Like, with that deck specifically?
I like Bush because if you do Digivolve on your Tama and then go into Lord Knight,
Sorry. Camera break.
Hammer Break.
Camera break. Sorry. Before we go on to this.
Alright, we're gonna go back up
And we're back.
After his scuttle.
Oh my goodness, why? Exposing me.
So, like I was saying, I like Bushy in the deck. Is
yeah.
because if you Digivolve it from your Tama into Lord Nightmon, like, swing Lord Knight, get out of Digimon. And if you're playing against, like, Security Control or Black, they Ultimate Flare. Oh, you're down to Bushy, but it's a play cost of 5. He doesn't die.
That's also why whenever I Digivolve from Tama, I always use Blukamon.
But the funny thing is, let's say you have 2 Lord Nightmons, and like you swing with one, and then you hit an Ultimate Flare, and they like, oh, I don't want them to get Lord Nightmon,
The second one, yeah.
the second one now, and it's like, oh, Bushy swing, especially if you Digivolve move that from Tama
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
Digivolve, right?
I honestly never thought about it that way. Because for me, in my mindset, that's what Patamon was for.
Yeah.
It's a play cost of 4, and it's like if you have 1 or fewer, you recover 1 on
Yeah.
play. So I'm like, okay, cool, this is safe from multiplayer. I completely forgot that Bushi was also safe from because it's just in my head, it's like, cool, it's a lethal card, that's all it is to me. Or Digitama Hatch to Digivolve. That's it. So it's one of the 2 things, and I just whoosh, whoosh over my head.
Oh.
See? Even though we're not playing, I'm still learning.
That's what, okay, and that's another thing about another thing about Digimon that's I feel is very unique card game towards like the competitive thing. It's impossible to play solitaire.
Dude, it is.
Like-
The only way I've solitaired is solitaire 2 decks against each other.
But the thing is about doing that though, like you never make a mistake because you know what your opponent's hand is. Like
Yeah.
it's just so hard. Like
It is.
Yeah.
Because I think my friend one time, because he was struggling so hard to make green, but he wanted to make green work so well, but he wanted to avoid like the whole OTK where everyone's doing with the Grand Crags.
Yeah.
But until I got him then, but he's like, dude, this is so stupid. Either way, it's like he has such a tough time trying to figure it out because it's so reactionary based,
Yeah.
right? It's same with Lord Nightmare. It's very reactionary based where. What do I have to kill? Do I have to do I just get rid of their rookies? Or are they hard stuck on them? Right? So it's just like very situational. So it's really hard to play it. I have to play with another person because
their mistakes is how you like, it's I mean, when you play against someone who's like good in the game and there's like no mistakes per se, that's when it kind of gets more fun, I feel.
yeah. For me, when I look at it, I don't think of it as mistakes. I'll be like, okay, what are the
Opportunities
Opportunities
this
to learn
I,
a lesson.
to learn a lesson.
No, it's
Yes.
Just swing your security. You'll win.
He's like, what the heck am I talking about now?
I hate you guys.
You forgot your
No,
You lost your train of thought, right?
No.
No?
So what I'm
That'd
trying
be
to
nice
say
tries.
is,
Did you forget? Yeah.
I hate you guys.
Okay, Lord Nightmon.
Lord Nightmon.
So, okay, you just go
He's kidding.
next topic. I forgot. At this
So
point.
you're trying to do solitaire, right?
Solitaire. You can't do it.
You can't do it. But the only way you can learn is trying to expect what your opponent is gonna play.
Yeah, but
It's like
okay, now I don't look at how if they do a mistake. Because they're usually their body language would tell me if they do a mistake or not.
Yeah.
Or because some of our local is very friendly, so they will verbally some of them they will verbally tell you like, oh, misplayed. I'm like, oh.
Cool. Thanks for telling me that I can win.
Yeah. But like I look at it like, okay, how optimized is that turn? Like, so if they played nothing but blockers and get them all ready, that means they have no fives in hand. This is the best play that they can do. So, what can I do to demolish that board so I'm in the better position?
Oh, that's what. Speaking of that, so for the longest time I didn't play Calculus Breath, because I didn't have them. Thank you, Charlie.
I still need them back.
You get them back. You get them back. I ordered more in the mail. Don't worry.
Okay.
I was playing the what was that cannon? The budget Calculus Breath.
The Supreme Cannon.
Yeah, Supreme Cannon.
For the Omnimon, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I learned the Calculus Breath better because you can tell when your opponent doesn't have a stage in their Digivolution based on what they hard play, right? And if you see them hard play something that they need, you just bounce it back and it feels so good.
It depends because they hard play. You bounce it back. They just hard play again.
Yeah, but it's the thing, right?
Yeah, like that's the only option. Because if they just draw one card and it's not the thing they need, they're forced to do that same play again and not even draw because they can't draw from that, right? Unless the card says draw.
Oh no, it's more telling when they also have other stacks, and then you're hard play something.
Yeah.
And then and they're like, or when you bounce a rookie, and then it actually matters if you bounce their rookie with a Tama on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They have to edge and Digivolve. They don't have anything else. You swing.
Yeah, and it's just like unless they're Mimi, it's like no.
They need to get to 5.
Yeah. There was one time, because this is round 1, I was playing against Mirror Match, Lord Netmon.
Yeah.
He had 3 rookies out on the board, and I'm like, my board growls in the hatchery, and I'm like,
I can kill. I
can board wipe his whole board, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, he has no other play.
There's no champions.
He literally TK'd twice. Sorry, he TK'd twice and Gladiamon with the Gladiamon in security, which is why I don't run it, by the way. Because you're supposed to TK first, then Glady. But then you're just playing stacks.
I mean,
I wouldn't.
I like Glady because it's just a level 4, but the issue is that you have to be better level 4s.
And you can whiff.
You can whiff, yeah.
Like, if you just hard gamble it,
But it's like,
it sucks.
oh, well, I'm on Gladymon, right? Oh, there's a level 4. But the issue with that is, you don't have, a level 5 blocker that you can Digivolve into. Unlike where you just play out a level 3. You Digivolve into a blocker.
Yeah. I've had so many issues with Gladiamon. But, well, I like him and the concept of it. It's so hard to run because the deck has so little warriors in it by itself. If you don't TK and know what you have in your security, it's so risky. And every time I see someone do that, I'm like, cool, I know exactly what's in your security because you can't get anything out of it. Then he TK'd afterwards. I got so upset about that. I didn't tell him, but I'm like, why didn't you just TK first, then Glady? Because then if you looked in your security, you would have known there's a knight, a warrior.
I mean, he might have just drew it for turn, right?
No, he played it it was the way he set his hand out. It was his first card he drew. He didn't play it. He played the Gladiamon instead, which is in the middle. But he didn't shuffle his hand, so I knew he had that in his hand because he picked it up because he had it on his left hand. He picked it up, put it in his right hand like this, then played the TK. I was like,
sequencing is so important. Did you
Sequencing, yes.
It's so important because
sometimes you do a play and then you just think out of order and oh, I'm out of memory. But wait, if I did the other thing, it would have been fine.
Yeah, and then sequencing. Oh, sorry. Just to go off of sequencing, it becomes so much harder in Digimon compared to other games, in my opinion, because you can swing at any moment that you want. You have your one phase. You Digivolve, swing, Digivolve, and swing. So
it's kind of like Shadowverse in a way. I don't know if you guys ever played Shadowverse.
I played Hearthstone.
It's similar.
I know.
So
it's the fact that you have to either do you risk your attack, is your attack, say for example, I have my level 5 War Growlmon, 7k DP, right? I Digiburst, cool. Do I swing with it now? Because I don't have Lord Namon. And then slash on top to get greedy, super greedy, one security check and kill 2 Digimon. Or do I just play safe and just kill the Digimon?
right.
It pays off sometimes, but it's so risky.
It depends on the deck, right? Because if you know,
I'm against. Oh yeah, that's true.
It's because when you swing with a level 5, your opponent's security. The only thing that can kill a level 5
is another level 5.
It's another level 5 or up, right? But if you can get one more DP at an 8k, then you pretty much only die to megas or higher.
Yeah.
It's like
I played that gamble so much. When I was starting out, I was like, I was so scared to attack with anything until I hit the Hex Plow.
Yeah.
But then after I got over that fear of like, I could just attack, right? When
You
I always die.
Yeah.
No.
Because like if you have the key pieces in your hand, you're like, do you just
Yeah.
be patient? Like there's so many times where I've looked at it, and I'm like, I can be greedy. I'm like, I'm not part of greed. I can't do this. So I just slash it instead.
Yeah, because like sometimes the reason why I would attack before I would go into Hex Plow or something is because I need to get rid of sources because I'm
Yeah.
Sora and Joe, right? And
Yeah.
I need that. The only attack I have is that stack. So if my level 5 survives and their board has no sources, I can go into Hex Plow pretty safely. But then there's the gamble of like
Yeah.
there's security.
it's like more of a probability depending on the EP of the Digimon you swing with.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Hex Plow only has 7, which sucks.
like
Well, that's the same thing with Imperial Jumon. 7,000 or
Usually
less.
there's only 7. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's either 7,000 or you hit Imperial Jumon. Right?
yeah,
Or bets. But either way, at that point,
it's
dead.
like really probability, right?
Yeah.
Because it's also like you should be card counting. Like, oh, have they hit a lot of 5s or metas yet in their trash, or is it already out? Then it's
Yeah.
like you're probably safe.
Oh, but then there's like security.
And especially if they break on rookies.
Yeah.
It's like if they get Digivolve on rookies, it's probably in the
It's probably the
security,
memory,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Security, yeah. That doesn't make sense. It's like a banger with triggers. Like, oh,
Mhm.
they didn't see triggers early game, they're gonna see the late game.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Or if you see the early game, you're not gonna see the late game. Nope.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think the one time where that threw me off
Mm-hmm.
is in locals. I was against another game player. I don't think I've played against him. He was at Bento's,
Right.
and he threw me off so much because he was digging through his deck. He was looking at my cards. He was like, 1 no nine mon, 2 nine mons. Okay, I was like, can I see your trash? I was like, who the fuck looks at my trash?
Get on the garbage.
Like I would, like as a player, I would if I need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
Like
but
later in the game, I would expect it.
yeah, but like for me, I've never seen anyone do that aside from myself. So I'm like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, I was so mind boggled and baffled. I started misplaying because I was like,
Yo,
is,
bro.
is this guy? I can't remember the guys from Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle City where they're psychics, but they're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
guys in binoculars from behind looking at their hand.
It's like,
It's like
Yeah,
it's like oh, there's a person behind. It's like texting all the cards in your hand. It's like
he literally just takes a photo and takes a look at it. Like, oh, hold on, sorry, I just got an important message. Okay, I can win.
he's got nothing. Only make is a hamburger.
it's like I could do this play rather than what I would have played.
Yeah, because then that brings up to the whole solitaire. You will never misplay against yourself because
Yeah,
you know
you know
your opponents.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, and even like doing like solitaire for like just to bring it back solitaire, like Magic and like Yu-Gi-Oh, especially Vanguard. Like solitaire is actually quite a useful tool. I feel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you can like if you can anticipate like rudimentary things that you do, right? Then you know your gameplay is better. Like I mentioned before, how the phasing in Vanguard, like I've gotten to the point where it's like math to me. Like I know 1 + 1 is 2.
Yeah.
So and because I have 2, I can make it a 4, right? But there was with Digimon. I mean, I've only been playing the game for like what 2.5 months now, right? Roughly around that time. And I mean, I won a store championship, not by myself, with a team. But I feel confident enough now to like play to be at this kind of level because I've been playing a lot, and it would have been impossible if I haven't been playing with you guys,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if I didn't have like you guys to play and like discuss the game with, which is something that I think you know I think is really good about Digimon because it kind of forces players to talk to each other and play the game.
I also like really like that about the Digimon community, at least for our local ones.
Yeah.
They're super friendly and like, hey, if you're new and all that, they'll be like, okay, cool. So I think this would have been a better play for you from your point of view at this point. Because of my own experience, right?
Yeah.
So you get other people's experience in it, and you're like, okay, cool, that's really neat. Especially like for Logan, for example, in our
Yeah.
community, I think very highly of him,
Oh,
because
great.
well, he's really good because the way he plays his deck is his sequencing is top notch. I find it's really tough to beat him because there's very room for error, and when he makes his board presence with full of blockers or gets the War Grandma to pitch, he sets it up so he's ready for his next turn and for his opponents what he's gonna do. So like if let's say because he plays against me, right? He knows I'm low that man. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna try to delete his shit, his stuff.
That's what it's do.
Yeah, and so he'll try to anticipate that and set it up to where like, okay, if he does, this stuff doesn't really matter to me because I'm getting ready for Jack for upcoming turns where he's gonna throw in his Lilith loop. So it's just like, or if he doesn't reach that, he'll. I don't know how he does this, by the way. Especially against me, when he brings up Chaos Gallimon, he ruins my field every time. Every time, except for one time. There was one time where he didn't, but he ruins me so much. I hate it. I hate it so much, but I'm like, I can't even say anything because he's such a good player. At least in my
I
books.
realized I haven't actually played Pokemon Digimon now that I think about it. I played tons in Vanguard. I actually have a fun story. I think I'll save that for a different day.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he played that because I think he did tell me that.
Yeah, he's a huge Vanguard guy.
Yeah, because I just remember him talking about Magic, because we talked a bit about Magic as well as Digimon because of how fun Digimon's been. So it's just like it's pretty nice.
Maybe someday we can get Logan on the podcast as a guest. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, just like I'd love to talk to Logan about
Yeah, I would like to hear his
philosophies about stuff.
yeah, because his Lilithmon loop is not like your standard one.
Yeah,
It's like a nice mishmash of Chaos Gallimon with Lilith. I really appreciate that because it covers his weaknesses in both of them. And I'm like,
I actually don't know
that's
what
so smart.
what Lilithmon does.
Lilithmon?
What does
Okay.
it do?
So when you play,
On Digivolve, you get 2 options from your trash to your hand.
Right.
So it's
Like
gonna be your
Sword,
it's gonna be your Jax rate.
What's Jack's rate?
Jack's rate is
for
4
every
0.
zero memory option. For every 10 cards in your trash, you gain 1 memory. So you play both of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Digivolve into Lilithmon. Bring both of them back.
Right.
And then play them. But the thing is, it's a once per turn ability of Lilithmon that gets you 2 memory when you play the option card.
Yeah, so Jack's rate the first Jack's rate will give you 3 memory, guaranteed. Then the other one will either give you 2 or 1. That's fine. You make a
Usually
decision.
play the Lilith loop when you have 20 cards in your trash.
Right. That makes
So
sense.
you get 2 memory per Jax rate.
Right.
So it's like 2 evolve into Lilith,
Then Sword.
then 4 2 memory,
So
then Sword.
Either in fusion or by itself, because
Yeah.
at that point you have enough memory. You you bring back two level 5s or a 5 and a blocker. You swing with defeat. I'll say not defeat. Sword.
Sword.
You bring back Lilith to hand. You digivolve
Right.
Lilith. Because then now you're back at 0. You play at 0. You gain back into
Jax
Jax
rate.
rate. Then you go back to 6. Because now it's a new Digimon that has a new one split turn. So you gain those effects again.
And if you have another Sword, here it goes again.
Unfortunately, that one can't attack though. Right?
No,
No, it
But
can't.
it's
it's like
Sword.
it's just there for blockers and you're set up
Yeah.
for 5s.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or if you're in a really good position from the first one, you don't play Lilith the second time. You play not Dukemon, Chaos Gallimon.
They kill something.
Kill the board. You kill your Healmon. You gain a memory either way. So it's
Let's
just
go to
like
defeat.
you could, yeah, but like having Gallimon
X antibody.
because Gallimon with a black War Grandma.
Oh yeah, this is what we were testing. Okay, I'll tell the story later.
Okay.
Or maybe Charlie and I can tell the story later. But like yeah. Oh okay, but I do understand how the Lilith one.
Yeah.
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 I'm surprised that I don't see that often.
It's
Well, I think Lilith was really expensive. Well, at the time, it was really expensive. It was like a $65 card
For the original one?
for original art.
Oh wow.
like
I know that.
our
Was it
local
waifu
has
tax?
it for 30.
Yeah.
Was it waifu tax?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually wanted to make a Lilithmon deck, but I didn't know about Jax rate at the time.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Because like
Because waifu.
this is a waifu tax, which makes sense. Isn't that also why the Anjo ones are hard to get too?
No, they're rares and they're actually pretty hard to get.
Because they're from the set one.
Yes.
So it's partly because of waifu tax and set one.
Yeah.
Mostly set 1 because
It's just like
the inherent
product.
effect is really strong.
Yeah.
There's so many in the city though.
Yeah,
Like,
now.
there's 4 boxes at Easter.
Yeah, now. But like
Now.
before, when we like
Had the pre-release.
yeah, like
And
That was scalping era.
yeah.
Digimon.
yeah.
Set 5 too, super hard to get. Like for example, Vmon jamming Vmons still a little
Oh,
hard to
1.5. Like, set 5 was like so easy.
get. Like, set 5 area, sorry, set 5 area when it first started.
Yeah.
Vmon jamming, very hard to get. Like $12-10 for a rare. For a rare.
For a rare. I think I got 4.
I'd say same.
I have 2.
Yeah, I pulled them all.
I bought 3 of mine. I pulled 2, bought 3 because it came as a bundle deal, and I'm like, cool, my friend, you'll just get that because you helped me with the polls.
Like, I bought 2 1.5s, pulled 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then Shoebox had like booster packs that I could just buy. I bought 1. Oh, Vmon. Cool,
Hey.
have a play set.
Yeah.
Got him. Oh. Oh man, I had only bought 3 boxes of Digimon, and every box that I had was like a banger. The first box pulled Alternate Zwart, Alternate Defeat.
I think it's really hard.
No, sorry. Yeah, right, it was Zwart and
Mhm.
Defeat.
Yeah.
And then the second box, Alternate Defeat. Defeat. I'm like, what? And then set 4 when they Alternate Nidhogg.
Yeah. I think it's really hard for like all the boxes. They have great yields and turnout rates,
Yeah.
except for 1.0 and 1.5 because of how much of a mishmash it is for set 1 to 3.
Yes.
And I state this so often, but I hate those sets so much.
It's-
But not because like it's bad cards in there. It's because of
How
how
it's distributed.
The ratios.
the
it's weird.
ratios, the cards you can pull, the cards you can't pull. Like, for example, so one of our friends in our group, Denny, the other guy, right?
Yeah.
He's bought so many boxes of set 1 and 1.5. Like at least 4 boxes of each. Not a single time he's pulled Dio Bowman. It's from BT2. Not a single one. He actually had to buy it on because he's a collector, right? He likes to have one of everything. He had to go out of his way to buy it to have it.
For the last piece of his collection.
Yes, because of how stupid it is to
Yeah.
get stuff from 1.5
Because
and
it's-
1.0.
Literally, they mashed 3 sets into 2.
It was very tough.
Because of COVID time. No, not even because
No, it's because of initial release.
Just wanted
It's
to
initial
release
release. It's just that they want to.
be close to the.
Yeah. Because if they just put set 1 out right away, you're not playing black or purple at all.
Right.
Yeah, I understand that, but I feel at the same time they should have just released set 1, 2, and 3 all at the same time instead of just. Well, I'll say so like as individual sets,
Yeah.
all at the same time instead of mashing it into 2 jumbotron sets.
Yeah, because it kind of gets confusing because like when I wanted to pick up, when I was looking for what was it, for stuff for purple, I'd be like, which is one is it? Set 1, 1.2, and I
It's really confusing, yeah.
It is. It's
And then I go
also
to set 4 immediately.
yeah, like set 4 and 5. I really like. I've never had a bad box of set 4.
Oh yeah. I mean, go on. Set 4, like set 5 was actually such a good time to get into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like people stopped scalping Digimon, which is great. And like, there's just so many good decks. I mean, aside from people hating on yellow.
I feel like a lot of people hate on yellow, but like there's not a lot of good low night map players.
I played 2 deck once. How do you think I did with it?
I can't remember. I literally can't remember.
No, if you're not me, you're blocked out of my.
No, I still understand. Like I understand people don't like the deck
Yeah.
because it's very
Like yellow in general.
It's aggro.
yeah. It's very. I understand that. So like, because I hear from other people like, oh, we have another person. There's a couple of people that play Loner, but they don't play it as well as you do, and I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, I don't get that because I'm still new to the game,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, what? I'm just following sequence.
Yeah. It's,
Like maybe that just comes with like past knowledge of other card games. And I'm sitting here, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, I'm still bad at this game. Because I really look at it, I'm like, okay, I could have done that, because I get so set focused on what the biggest DP Digimon, and like How do I get rid of that? And then I forget my Pikmon effect where I can just swing minus 1k, then play Nightmon, and then Slash Engine kills defeat. And then I'm like,
It's not like.
Then you kill your little Nightmon.
And they just kill her.
no, because then they forget all the deletion effects.
People forget.
People forget a lot. People forget to draw and Digivolve, people forget the Zoid defeat effect. The Zoid defeat effect, they all Digivolve on top of it, don't delete Tameless.
Gets deleted. Don't.
They don't delete, yeah. They come again.
The only notable effect is like, oh,
Security.
play from security. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, and I really hate you for that.
Okay. Once we reset the camera, I'll tell the stories.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
I freaking decked out. I decked out.
Oh, I've decked out once too, yeah.
Like, I decked out.
Okay. So
From Ian because he had it. We were at the defeat.
So we were playing like last Sunday at Shoe. Just you know, we were there. We decided to meet up because there was a potential of a local sparring.
Oh, I heard
At least
about
for
that,
me.
yeah.
Okay, that's why I wanted to go, but unfortunately we were short. But anyways, we were just like playing games. I was testing out Goblin Tribal. Which was it was okay. It could be better. And then I just decided to whip out purple. I forgot what you were playing.
I was playing Shine Gray. I killed a lot of your stuff, but you killed a lot of my stuff.
Yeah, so it was very back and forth, right? And we also were kind of not doing the most optimal plays because like you were missing rookies at one point.
It's like it's like I had them. It's just like
Did you show up at the wrong time?
They show up at the wrong time, and then like I can do this, but you're gonna kill it.
But like the majority of the game though, he was winning, right? Because he got me down to my last security.
Okay.
But the thing is that
The second to last security was his defeat.
and mind you, I only played one. Yeah, I played one Zord defeat because
But that's not what I hate. I hate that when they got out, I had 2 Shine Grays, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like
they're both
I-
set.
they're both like suspended.
Yeah.
Because it's one.
Yeah.
It's like okay, yeah, sure, one of them will die from the defeat. Nope.
X antibody.
X antibody.
I had X antibodies since the beginning of the game, right?
And you were waiting
I was
for the
waiting to because I wanted this warp and then X antibody.
Yeah.
Right, because at one point I had like a Gallant mod with full line because I didn't digivolve into Black War.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah,
So I had to. It was perfect for X antibody, right? But then he kept killing my stacks. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? I can't win.
Like the thing is, it's like sure, it's war. He just kills one, right?
But X antibody kills another thing on attack.
Yeah. So like that's my mindset because I didn't know he plays the X antibody, and like I could have just destroyed the defeat with Volder arms, but like risk killing one of my guy.
I mean, it's a 1-for-1 trade.
It's a 1-for-1, but
I
it's
still
like
would have won if that happened. But they
It's
X
like-
antibody.
You know, right?
it's like it's like really bad because it's like the moment he gets antibody out, the moment I play something, it's gonna die on swing.
Yeah, like because any hard play, it's dead if I attack security.
And the fact that at the end, when I have 0 cards in my deck, I was missing 1 memory to kill.
Oh yeah, that dude. Yeah, he had everything he needed except 1 memory.
Because he had a blocker out, he has 0 security. I moved out my my guy that was from level 4.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, 3 memory. Like,
He just needed to.
I needed 1 memory.
Where's your hammer spikes?
I'm going yellow!
Yellow. He doesn't have that.
I know. No, it was
Kind of on
it
it.
was right away from a rookie. So rookie,
Yeah.
move out 1 down to 5 memory because I had 3 cards in the TK. 3 down to 2 memory, and then it's like I needed to digivolve into Slash Adjumon to kill his blocker to swing, but I'll just pass the turn by that and die to deck out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you would just pass turn, right?
Just past turn, yeah. I don't need to work hard for that.
Like,
Oh man.
because like it's so dumb.
Sword defeat is like it's one of those that card, the existence of it, the effect of coming out from security. I wish was more of it. Like, I mean, we do have cards like that already with Air Dramon and like.
Shapemon.
Like yeah, those from set 4 there's like like one Digimon for every color that brings out from security.
But defeat being what it is, an Omnimon and a Mega, no, a level 7 Mega, right?
Like I feel like it's like really dumb that they made that card because it's like 30k body right there.
And
It's really hard to kill.
and it's an Omnimon on top of that.
Because of set 5, there's a lot of support for it.
Yeah, like Set 5 is basically just Omnimon,
Well, yeah, it's called
Battle
Battle of Omni, so I would expect it.
but man, it's so funny when it works though, because half of the time it doesn't. Like you only like I think the only other deck where the only deck you would expect to see defeat come out from security at all is security control. Not even Zord defeat turbo.
Yeah, I don't like
I don't expect it to come out of security at all.
No, I don't, because the whole point is to have it in hand. Digivolve, man, we choke them really hard because they don't have a tamer anymore. Because by the time that happens, that's like mid game.
Not only that, defeat has reboot in black.
In black.
Like,
Oh God, it's so.
It's like you can't
can't
win
kill-
over. It's like who cares if you can like trade? It's like
You can't even attack with it.
I can't even kill it.
Yeah,
Unless you play green.
it's super safe, and then antibody on top, and you're like, okay, cool.
That was a
Now-
full
now-
stack of that second button.
Antibody with reboot. I mean, it's a 50k, but like still.
I think it's like the fact that you just ditch 2, stop your attack. Ditch 2, stop your attack. Ditch 2, stop your attack. And if you have 2x antibodies, you antibody on top of the antibody. It's
so
hilarious. It's so hilarious because then you can stop another attack. like anything about it, right? Like if defeat comes out on security, you antibody, then you antibody again. You have 1 stop attack.
Accent.
I mean, I understand why it's a secret.
I also understand why it's limited to red, blue, and Omni. Because it's like, it's normally if you play it on top of a 6, it's like 6 cost.
Yeah, it's a 6 cost.
But you can only do that in blue and red decks. But then if you play like black, it's always 3. But then getting to Omnimon for that is kind of hard, unless you have defeat. And it's like, whoa.
Because like the funny thing is like you can like go with it with Lilith Mom Blue, but it's not that optimal.
Yeah.
I have it in there because I had 2 slots left. So what do I fill it with? Oh, defeat and
Just
and that's antibody because I already played through Zords.
Why not?
I'm gonna do that at Dan Devi too. No, I'm kidding. No,
Why?
no, there's no point.
There's no point
I
because
would just play 2 defeats. That's it.
because
Okay.
like it's like you play defeat and actual war in purple.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Like, no
who
matter
cares
what.
about the antibody, right?
Yeah, but like I, at the time I only had 1 because I sold off 2 defeats, right? So and then I only had 1 left over. But then I pulled another one and then yeah,
From your
a participation prize.
from your our store championship.
My pack pro,
It's like-
the pack price has been so good.
Like I got like doo-doo, complete doo-doo.
Oh,
I've been pretty good.
also my first time at Bento. Do you know what I got for my participation packs?
What?
Chaos Gallon.
That's why you started building
Is
the
that
That's
why?
why I'm building
Oh,
it.
okay, yeah.
So I was just like, alright, I like Gallon mine.
I need to, yeah.
I wanted to play Gilmon. I wanted a deck that has
Yeah, the
Gilmon.
moment I saw it, I want to build it, but it's like
I didn't want to play it at that time. Because, well, it's more specifically for me, because when I started out, there's 4 of us, right? We were like, okay, cool, we'll all...
just color, right?
No, it's not even that. We pulled in, like, all of our boxes, so we technically had... everyone bought 4 boxes each, so we pulled a case.
Yes.
Theoretically, a case. And we're like, okay, cool, we all share cards. We won't trade with anyone, because we're all sharing...
Keep
like,
it in the community pool.
yeah, like community pool of us for it. So I was like, cool, that's fine, right? So I was like, okay, someone's making it, and I was like, well, he grabbed all of them. He grabbed all 6. I was like, okay, guess I'm not making it. Because the thing is, he got some. There was some with alternate arts that looked better, so he wanted them. But before he grabbed those, he got a play set of the regular ones. So I'm like,
Cool.
they're like it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I won't touch purple. And then set 6 Titamon.
No, the Dynamon, yeah.
Titamon. Sorry, Titamon. Yeah.
That was funny. When I got into the game, I asked one of my Vanguard friends who was also playing it casually. It's like, hey, can you help, like give me some good stuff for blue? Because I know I want to build a deck that's blue because Golemon's in it.
Gomamon.
Right?
Like,
When Digimon came out, I'm pretty sure I annoyed all my friends who were trying to convince me to get into this game. Because all I would say is, if it has Gomamon in it, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play Gomamon Rookie Rush if I have to. Right? Not that I would-
because you were saying that on one of your streams, right?
yeah. I was just
And I
telling you.
commented, and it's like, yeah, it's not that good.
Like,
just
I don't
Gomamon.
care. It's as long as it's Gomamon.
Yeah, I remember you like the first day when we met at
Z-Change, probably?
the Eastridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the first time because I saw Charlie there. He sat alone because he was early and you weren't there yet. And I was like,
oh, speaking about that, it's like Ian was streaming earlier that day, and I asked him if you're going to Eastridge for Digimon, and he asked me if I was, and I'm like, I'm not going if you're not going.
No, yeah. Charlie was like, he's the reason why I went in the first place.
yeah.
Because like at the time I was still super skeptical about Digimon. Because like I still because I really wanted to support the game from the beginning.
Same
Of
here.
course, the situation with scalpers and like fighting
COVID.
bugs and
COVID.
just sucked. But then I was just like, I want to go out. I haven't seen Charlie in a long time.
Yeah, we miss each other.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna go see my bro. So I ended the stream, right?
Yeah.
And I zipped over to Eastridge. And then I'm like, alright. Because at this time I think I had cards.
You had like a basic blue.
I had a basic deck that could like play, but
Yeah.
it had no strategy, it had like no synergy with anything.
Yeah.
It was just cards.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then
Because Gomamon.
yeah, I had like the bad Goba one, the memory on deletion one.
Oh yeah.
Right? Which is, if you don't, it's a good budget alternative because you can use your blockers with it. But like, anyways, so I come in and then I'm just like, man, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet to buy these Gomamons online. Which I didn't want. I was going to do it, but I didn't want to pay for shipping and I didn't want to wait.
Yeah.
Right?
I think
and then,
she helped you with that one then, right?
I know so many people have me. He was the first one. He just tossed me the.
It's like, yeah, because like from the blue starter, you get a place of the 2-drop Gomamons.
Oh really? Oh no, yeah.
And it's like, oh, you want Gomamons?
He just gave me.
No, I'm talking about the promo ones.
The
The
problem.
promo, I got one. I gave him
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Because I remember Chi helped you.
Yeah, she helped me that because like what did I buy off of him? I don't remember.
Hexablau.
I bought-
Yeah, you wanted
I
Hexablau.
got Hexablau off of him, and then he just showed me the go. I'm like, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then
Convinced.
the I don't remember I got my third one. I knew I bought it off someone.
Didn't you get one from Logan?
No.
I think there was one from Logan.
Yeah, from like, you got it from Bento. Like, out during that turning.
No, but that wasn't from Logan. That was from a different person.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where I got that was the fourth one I got, but I don't know where I got the third one. This third one, I can't remember where I got my
So
third
one from me, one from Chi, one from that guy from Bento.
And the missing, I don't remember where that third one came from. Not at least not right now, but I'm probably just gonna keep up.
It's on me because I know one of my groups was trying to build Hexablau, so he was looking for it, so I couldn't get mine up at that time.
I know.
No, I
I
have
knew
to.
I got all my Gomamons within the span of a week or two.
Oh yeah, that was so fast. You
It
like
was so fast.
no, because you entered the local tournament.
It's like, man, I want Gomamons.
You want Gomamon, and then at the end of it, you're like, hey, so I found my Gomamons. I'm like, what? I was like, huh? What just happened?
I'm like, I just beg. I beg. I talk nicely.
And I think it's the same day where you just like, okay, F it. Just get a pack. Oh, Armageddon on. It's like, oh, I guess I have to build Digimon. Oh, here's some cards.
I'm like, all right. And then the next day, Eric kind of shows up and like, here's the rest of the form. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay.
Dumb.
And then this is like the first month of playing. I had 4 Gomamons, but then I had a finished Hexablau deck, but then I did not know how to play Digimon.
Yeah, because I think it was you were still playing around with the deck too.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to find like, hey, which one is like the most optimal card for you?
Yeah.
For you to play. Yeah.
And then that was that after that locals because it got like 2-2. So I was like, okay, I'm okay at the game. I'm getting wins, but I'm not necessarily like consistently winning. And then Charlie's like, hey, do you like this? Do you want to try this card? It was Shakakumon. Shakakumon. I did not know this card existed.
Yeah, it's so good. So like, It's the yellow hybrid, right?
It's the DNA Digivolve.
DNA Digivolve. I like him because it's like
It's a fifth Hexablow.
It's a fifth
essentially.
Yeah.
You can still attack, but it's like it doesn't deal. It's like again, it's like the cheat of the door. Like right?
It's not even just that. It's very good at slowing down the game to your pace.
Mhm.
It's very nice.
Yeah, because like at the time I was doing a lot of research on Hexablow and seeing what people were talking about, and like hardly anyone was playing this card.
it's because it's a really preference card
Yeah,
because it just Digivolve and swing.
because they were all prioritizing Chris Pale, obviously because it trashes. They're also prioritizing the trial deck Wargaruru because it's 2 security checks when you have a Digimon with no sources,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Which makes sense. I mean, I still play 2 copies of it, but I don't think. I mean, once Azure 1 comes out, I'm not gonna need it anymore.
Yeah.
But I think when you introduced Shikakumon to me, that's when I realized like these Hexaball players are missing out on like a very. I think it's if you're playing Hexaball, you need to play this, like 1 or 2, in my opinion, because it's like, what are you gonna do when you lose all 4 Hexaballs?
It's like,
Okay? And
what are you gonna do when you don't have the Hexablow?
exactly, and I think a hard drop of 8 is better than a hard drop of 11.
No, yeah.
Or 12.
Okay,
Right? Because like if you're member fixing to 3, then giving your opponent 5 is not the end of the world. You know.
it's because it's like, oh,
If it's
like-
6 of Warrior, it's
let's say you do have the Hexablow,
Yeah.
but you have that card. Play for 8, then Digivolve for 3. That's 11 instead of 12.
Yeah.
Plus you're getting a card.
And not only that, it's 1 extra turn to wait. Because then if you're going back to 3 the next turn, you got to attack with the Hexablow, which is the important part because then you start trashing stuff and then they get attacked. Right? And if the Shikakumon's already slowing them down anyways, then Hexablows just win more. Right? Sure, you lose the 1 security check, but the most important thing is that
You get your main guy out.
you get the main guy.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like if you're at 0 memory, then you have plays. You can do stuff, right? And then that's why I'm just like, why aren't these Hex? Why? Because like, what really encouraged me to keep pushing with Hexablow was that one guy topping the regional with it in like Singapore, I think. Right. That's why I basically copied that list, right? But from doing my research about it, I think his local area just didn't know what to do against it.
It's like, don't play Low Nightmon.
Yeah. Like,
I think everyone was playing Lord Namon.
Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think so. Then that's why he's stopping.
Yeah, right. And then because like I hear people complain about Yellow, I'm like, just play Hexablow. But that's just
yeah, I feel like a lot of decks, like,
don't account for it.
yeah, like, they don't account for a lot of stuff. Like, oh, cool, no one's gonna play, like, old set decks, right? And then Charlie just comes in with Shine Gray and just sweeps the whole thing, and you're like, oh?
Shine Grandma's so annoying. Yeah, I hate control decks. Oh my god.
It gets worse. Is it set 7?
Set 7 with the high
set
turns.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because,
You have Yellow, right?
yeah, it's yellow. It's like, you have these tamers out.
Sylphie mine's.
You don't, they can't touch it. And it's like, oh, I want to attack now. Digivolve, swing. They did, like, they couldn't get rid of it earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I also think about, like, for you, you do deck researching, it's so vastly different for your local meta. Like, for me, every time I look up Lord Nightmon, for example,
Choices that you don't really want to play, right?
it's so standard for like the level 4s, for example. Standard line: Turimon, Pidomon, and Unimon. Look, those 3 standard in every single deck, no matter what you go to. Then there's some variants that will have one or two Gladymon. Personally, I don't like that because I think we talked about it earlier, where you can
Sequencing can just mess up, right?
you just whiff so hard if you have that's the only thing and you don't have TK to go with it, so it hurts, right?
It's like, you can play Glady, but it's like, you're already gonna play the TK to get your Lord Nightmon anyways.
Exactly.
So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah. So and then I'm looking at it like I don't think these people play against a lot of blacks, like black decks. So I'm like I threw in one Gatomon for the slot of the Gladymon, and it helped so much because if they ulti flare, and I already pitched everything from War Growl except for that forward, because I'm like, okay, cool, I'm against black, I'm not gonna keep my Pikmon underneath, I gotta force it out, or else I'm gonna get ulti flared and get punished. So that Gatomon helps a lot because I still have that -1k DP. If I have the whole stack, cool, -2k. And it does a lot of work compared to what everyone else thinks. Like I didn't really think much of it because when I played it at Eastridge at a local.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Ooh, you have Gatomon, that's a spicy tech." And I didn't understand that at that time. But like after
Like how you
playing,
didn't understand that going wide means having one more card than security.
I thought, yeah.
Security control. It's like
No,
I said it,
that's
so-
completely fine because like
Yeah.
when I heard that term in the first place, I was
One
like,
wide.
I was like, okay, cool. There's a lot of Digimon, lot of Digimon, lot of Digimon. Okay,
No, it's
cool.
one more than security.
It's one more than security. That's
That's
yeah,
one wide.
yeah, because I didn't know. I don't know. I
you haven't played against security control to make
No, to
sense
make
of
that
it.
sense.
It's not just that. Like this, the terminology of Digimon at the time,
Still new.
still new.
Still.
So I didn't like. Okay, cool. I didn't think much of it. I just thought of it as a wide sword. So instead of hitting one target, you hit 3 targets, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, wide.
Because like it's also like you don't digivolve because you're gonna draw a deck out because it's a style deck.
Yeah.
It's like you just play the card out. Card pass, card pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a lot of 1-for-1s and they can't really do much about it. So, since we did talk about 1-for-1s, memory gauge. So,
The Chrono Clashing system that they implemented from the Chrono Clash game.
yeah,
I don't know about
I did not know about that either.
It's a card game with it's similar to Wise where they have different series.
Mm-hmm.
They had Naruto, Evangelion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
okay.
like I think they brought out Bleach.
Interesting.
And then like some other
Is it
like
still going?
it's still going. It's just like it's not that popular.
That makes
Oh,
sense.
okay. Yeah.
It's like their cards are really basic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this character, draw cards. This power, that's it.
Okay. Rasengan.
Rasengan. Like I used to play the original Naruto card game. Loved it. Similar to Magic in a sense, where the stack.
I thought it was like some weird American game. Was it legit?
It's from Bandai, same
Oh, I didn't know
creator
that.
of Digimon, right?
I
Okay.
didn't know that.
But like it got discontinued. But I
'Cause
really
I
miss it.
saw. I remember seeing those before. I'm just like, what is this?
But like yeah,
This is weak.
speaking about the Chrono Clash system,
But yeah.
the memory gauge.
Yeah, but I think it's very smart because I've talked about it with my friend, with my other group of friends that we pulled in it with everything with. It's very smart because of the fact that we have no, what was it?
Interaction.
Not interaction, but like
So we don't have like
interruptions. There we go.
Interruptions.
Not gates. Yeah.
But like, what was it? Like, with this system, it's like, who cares? You have a huge hand size. You can only play a few cards.
Yeah.
You can't play out your whole hand like Vanguard and Magic if you have like a lot of mana.
Or if you have combos, you're like infinite mana, you're like, ooh.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
But like, with
One
this
normal
system,
summon is not enough.
you're limited to what you can play.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you
like
just
chess.
give it to your opponent.
Yeah.
It's like chess. You will have only 16 pieces. You only have so many moves you can do.
And like, so some cards, like I feel like how they put the play cost on a lot of the cards and for each evolution, it's been pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had so many times where I'm like, 9 months 7. I'm like, that's such a high cost. But I'm thinking of at 0 to 7. Okay, cool. That's a huge margin, right?
Yeah.
But oftentimes you'll be starting at 3 or 4. Like 3 to 5 is the most common one to
Place to
see.
be.
Especially when you have a team for it, right? So you'll always be minimum 3. So you play that 7, it goes to 4. I'm like, okay, cool. You give them one extra memory.
One plus.
That isn't too much. As long as you don't stretch past 5, in my opinion, it's fine. So when I looked at Voldemort, I hated playing Voldemort so much for the longest time because it's 6 cost. I'm sitting here, I'm like, if I don't play anything else, I give them 3. They're literally gaining nothing.
Yeah.
So I literally just swing, like that one, night, Voldemort.
It's like, but the thing is, like, if you think about Voldemort, it's like, if you can kill 2 Digimon, it's like a god of force for two memory less. And if Voldemort dies, you get half of that memory back.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, cool. That's like you don't really lose out too much unless they spin it back.
Yeah.
That's the only time where it becomes like a bad punishment, because you can't gain that 3 memory extra, right? So I don't know. I've grown to appreciate Voldemort a lot more because it's like Whenever I try to do it, I do it at 0, which is very terrible.
That's why it's bad, right?
It's
bad,
so bad
but, like-
at 0.
but, like-
because you want to like expand your plays, right?
Yeah, I understand that, but I also same time like I'm trying to like optimize as best as I can. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm now at 0, and I try to draw and see what I get. Sometimes I can't get anywhere else aside from Voldemort as the next play, and I'm like, cool. Now I'm stuck at this point, or they're gonna roll me really hard.
Oh,
And
that just reminded me of a thought. Sometimes like playing all your like 1-drops to get as close to 0 as you can is sometimes a bad thing too.
oh yeah.
Sometimes I find that. That's why I appreciate like Strawbymon on Play Rookies.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are the ones that like help you push the memory gauge past to like 2 or 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I like the 2-drops as well. Like you don't do it so you go all the way down to 0. But once you get to like 1, perfect spot when you're at 1, you just drop 2 more.
And when you're at 3, you play the on play 3-drops.
Yeah. Or if you have a really bad time, you have just like a 2 cost. You like play them, Digimon for 1 blocker. So you choke them at 1. So it's like still good play.
Right too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like let's say you go second and they just play out a 3-cost rookie. You Digivolve, play a 3-cost, and then Digivolve into blocker, and they're at 1. And now it's time to pause and reset the camera.
Oh, we're still going?
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
still
yeah.
going until we want to
Yeah,
stop, right?
Right.
And now we're back. Welcome to our podcast.
Yeah.
And like, what else are we gonna do besides the podcast?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we're kind of reaching near the end of the show here for
Yeah.
the first episode. So next week, we're thinking we're gonna release a deck profile. I've been talking about Hexablamon, and I really want to talk about the deck. So we're gonna be showcasing that.
Yeah.
And depending on the reaction from you guys, we might release something more. But for sure, starting today is November 5th is when this first episode is.
Mhm.
So for the 7th is when the next episode of the podcast comes out. And so yeah, we'll be doing their profile, so we talk more about the decks that we're playing and our thoughts into it.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to see gameplay, we'll do that too. I'm sure we're gonna do gameplay as well.
Yeah.
Gameplays, like not just Digimon though. We're gonna play a lot of card games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I'm trying to get into Commander.
Commander. By the way, I'll bring some cards down and let you
Let
look
me
at
see.
them, sift through them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're thinking of actually playing Tentacore
Yeah,
the show.
I have upstairs.
Either physically or using a
Tabletop simulator.
simulator, depending like which works better for us.
Depending on the time, because like if we're busy and we can't really meet up.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
play on.
Just
No
play online,
restrictions.
record it,
Yeah.
and we might even stream it online, right?
Yeah. Also, what else? There's a lot of stuff that I think we want to pursue with what we're doing, and we're looking very forward to making more. I think we had a lot of fun today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're thinking about like selling some products as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
See this guy? This guy right here?
Silent artist. Right?
This right here.
I made this. Can you believe that? I made that. And I'm not going to say who I made it through, like what printers, because I'm trying to work something between this. I don't know what things
Yeah.
going on. But I can produce high quality mats and I do commissions. So follow me on my socials and message me there if you want anything from me. I actually have a mat and sleeves design that I just
Oh yeah,
Put up.
Yeah, you posted it on Facebook.
It's on Facebook.
your
I'll put it on
socials.
screen right now. It's basically a swarm of Caramon. It's like I had that idea when I was driving home one night, and I'm like, I'm gonna make this a sleeve.
You know what you should do?
Mm.
You should hide just one Diobomon face in there.
Oh, I was gonna.
Yeah, do like the like where's Waldo?
Yeah, it's,
Or put it
it's
like-
it's one face.
So yeah, but
Or like do like
we'll put it in the back room.
I don't know, maybe not Diabormon, maybe like out of place Digimon wearing like a Caramon hat.
I definitely for sure I'm gonna be designing a bunch of sleeves for the Cyrus Sleuth Tamers.
Oh yeah, very good, yeah.
First off is gonna be Arata Sonata, and then Nokia. And then
Nokia.
Nokia, and then Arata.
But have you played the hacker
Not
story?
yet. I'm still working through Cyrus.
I want the Erica. What?
Okay, when I find out who that is, sure.
Like she's waifu.
Okay.
She's more waifu than.
You know what? I'll
Nokia,
do it
my
just for
opinion.
you. Nokia, okay, that order. Arata, Nokia, and what?
Erica.
Okay, sure,
Yeah.
I'll do that. Yeah.
What is with you and waifus?
Hey, man. Waifu economy.
Okay, yeah.
It's a waifu economy out there.
Like,
Oh,
Aren't you a weeb?
wait, have
Yes.
you not played the Cyber Sleuth games?
No, I have not. I haven't.
Oh, do you have a Switch?
I do.
Get
Get it on the Switch.
Oh, you can get. I want
both games.
Both games. It's like
Oh, okay, yeah.
so it's Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory in one
Okay,
game.
yeah.
And they're like they're different games, but if you have one save and you go to the next one, you can transfer
rewards.
Digimon.
Oh, that's really nice.
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think we're gonna wrap up the podcast. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thumb's already up, so.
Yeah.
Aha.
Alright,
Thank
so,
you for watching.
Yeah. I've been Ian.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Jimmy.
And this has been Cards on the Table. Thank you guys again for watching. If you made it this far, please leave some feedback for us in the comments down below. Hit that subscribe button, like button, bell. We should
Comment, right?
yeah.
I don't know. You already said it, right?
Just do it like
No,
that.
yeah. But like, if you do want to check out this playmat that Ian made, message him.
All my social links will be social media links will be down below.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any social medias you want to promote?
Not really.
Not right now, no.
Not right
no,
now?
no.
Yeah, so it's just me. If you want to talk to any of these guys, you can also do it through me. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's all.
Yeah, that's Cards on the Table,
Cards on
guys.
the table, guys.
We don't have cards on the table right now.
But we will.
We will.
With
With our profiles and so on and so forth.
Alright, guys. Thank you again. Thank you so much. This has been such a great first episode. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you next time.
Maybe next week.
See you in the next podcast in 2 weeks.
Okay, there you go. That's a lot better.
Alright, bye.
Ciao.
Bye bye.
Ciao. Okay, get the fuck out now.